Hello everybody. I'm super excited. Mostly. Hey, let me get my Raspberry Pi hat. Probably can't see it because of the bright light, which is very misleading because there is a lot of clouds outside. So today I've got a parcel, and that's the parcel, and they delivered a Raspberry Pi 3A Plus, which is a smaller version of the Raspberry Pi 3 board, and that's what we're going to open and play with, hopefully. So I've got the regular one for scale. Would you get a worse Pi? It's smaller. It's smaller and cheaper, so it might be worse, or it might be. You can think about it this way. However, well, it's different. So this cap is brilliant because it covers a massive spot on my forehead, and I'm not going to look like a reindeer. Excellent. I'm gonna use it. Let's get to the meat of things because I know you want to see it and I want to open it. So let's just switch the cameras into this one. Sorry. Why my other camera is not working? It should be working. Is it connected? Of course it's not connected because it's me and I have to destroy something. Now it's connected, so I should have a feed from a second camera in a second. Let me just add that again to see if it's working. Come on, camera, don't disappoint me now. Technical difficulties, obviously. Video capture device, which one is it? I think it's this one. Come on. Ah, we are live. Excellent. Okay, so we've got the camera running, and that's the opening. So let me get a knife and open this and have a look at what's inside. The parcel arrived today, this morning. I've ordered it yesterday. And good morning, everyone. Let's get this open because I'm excited. I hope I didn't cut my Raspberry Pi in half. Hello, Raspberry Pi 3 Model A Plus. Welcome to the family of Raspberry Pis. I own every single board from starting with Raspberry Pi 2. And stream start. Sorry, I'm not used to it. So that's the board, and that's the original Raspberry Pi 3/2. Yeah, this is a Raspberry Pi. Actually, don't remember now. This is Raspberry Pi 3, original one, not the B+. This is original one. B+ right now is running my Node-RED setup, so I'm not going to disconnect it because physically there's only like small differences and it won't matter for the size comparison. So let's dive inside and see what's inside. Oh. Same thing, nothing. I hope they have a sticker. I want a sticker because stickers are cool. So you've got instructions. I actually don't remember having instructions previously with a product like this. Anything interesting? No, never mind. That's what we're here for. Hello. That's a lot of Pi. Yeah, I can get my Pi supply here. Hold on, can I? Bear in mind, 2 Raspberry Pis are being used right now. No, that's the Arduino box. Where's my Raspberry Pi box? I put that because Raspberry Pi 0. So Raspberry Pi 0 has its own supplies, and I have still 3 boards for the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi 2 is running my Plex, so NASPi. So I have a sample server there for files. I have streaming setup and a couple of other things. These are, well, kind of, I'm gonna give them some uses at some point. So let's have a look. This is the new Raspberry Pi. It is as wide as the Raspberry Pi 0 or 0W. So that's the size, and in terms of, it's a perfect square. I don't know, should we measure it? I don't think it's a perfect square. So it is 6.5 centimeters, so that's in inches for you guys if you're interested. That's 2.5 inch by 2 and 2.1, so that would be 5.5. So it's not entirely square, but it's much smaller. Let me get the previous board. So this is the previous board. Let me just pop it out for you. It's pretty going to have 2 B2B plus and a 0.0V. It's in the mail, and 3 I get end of the month. Excellent. It's good to have a nice collection. So that's the size for you. That's how it looks like. Obviously the big boards are all the same sizes, so it's interesting. And if you read the announcement I've made, I might even get you a link. Hold on a sec if you're not familiar with the specs. I'm just opening the link for you so you could paste it, and the specs are here. Yeah, you can never have enough pies. So that's the Raspberry Pi popped open. I've prepared the card for it, so I can just pop the card and plug it and see if it actually works. But let's have a closer look at the board, because we can. I know you can see it in the pictures. I probably should have adjusted. Is it? It's not going to focus. I need to set the manual focus for you. So just gonna quickly set the focus. And the focus I was doing this way. There's a problem with my streaming setup where I have 2 the same Logitech cameras. There's one for workshop area and one for my face. And the problem with this is that there is only one software driving the setup, and it never recognizes which camera is which. So it's kind of tricky to control specific cameras, but I've learned over the time that one I can control via OBS and one I can control via here. So let's have a look and see if I did this correctly. Yes, I have. Now we need to get the proper focus. It's gonna be probably something like this. Yeah, that'll do. So that's the back. You've got the same processor as on the Raspberry Pi 3A B+. So that's what was it? Sorry, that's obviously the chip. And what else we have? This is the same Wi-Fi. There is no power over the Ethernet from what I see. There's no connector. So you've got your camera connector. You've got your full-size HDMI, and only one USB port, which is fine. You do have a 40-pin header, which is I'm missing this. Am I? Sorry. Like this. Okay, so it's to say one USB port, one headphone jack. Okay, HDMI power, and your header pin. So everything's looking okay. I don't have any case for it, which is something I'm gonna look into at some point. But let's get this connected, I guess. I've prepared the card. The Raspbian has been updated on the 13th of November, so that's the copy I'm running. And let's see. Now, is it spring loaded or is it just a slide in? I need to. Let's have a look. No, it just slid in. It's not spring loaded like on the older version. You just slide that in, and that's it. It's securely fitted. So that's the Raspberry Pis for you. For those that joined right now, this is kind of the layout. Let me just refocus this for you. This is the size for you. So Raspberry Pi itself, it kind of plays obviously in the middle in terms of the size. It's as wide as a Raspberry Pi Zero, and the second, this is the second actually dimension. I've just noticed. If you notice this, that's going to be probably better to see. So it's as wide as a Raspberry Pi 3, the regular board, and as long. I don't know which leg, like X. Let's treat it the X-axis is gonna be the Raspberry Pi 3 regular board, and the Y-axis is gonna be the Raspberry Pi 0. So this is the size for you. So it's kind of a mutant and Frankenstein. The Bluetooth is in. It's have 4.2 Bluetooth, low power, so you can use that. And I don't have any plans for it yet. I could actually downsize my server. I think I would have to check how much RAM my Node-RED needs, and if I could get away with 512, I could use this for my Node-RED server, because I found Raspberry Pi Zero, it's great for Node-RED, don't get me wrong. It's slightly slow in terms of saving and deploying because of the processor speed. However, that's fine. It still operates just okay. So I'll be tempted to actually run the server from this, because it's much smaller, and use a more powerful version for something else, because for the server itself I'm not using anything including USBs, and I think this is the best solution for me right now. It costs £25 in UK, sorry, £23 in UK and $25 outside of the UK, so it's an interesting price tag. It's slightly more expensive. You can get like probably 0W2 boards for that same price, and obviously the regular Raspberry Pi is 32. So it's kind of like a sweet spot between processing speed and the price. So yeah, it looks interesting. So let's get this powered. I have a spare cable here I can use. I don't have internet in here, and oh, I just noticed something. I've not realized this, guys. You know what's missing? You're probably gonna like take a look at this, and I'm kind of screwed right now because I've not set up anything here. There's one thing that is missing here. There is no Ethernet port, and I was strongly convinced that I've seen the picture, and I thought really this was the Ethernet port, but it's not. So it looks like to run Ethernet, I can only run it through an adapter, like yeah, an adapter somewhere here. Let me have a look. Ethernet adapters. So I can only do it through something like this. Come on, get in, you monster. So if you want to have an Ethernet on it, that's how you get an Ethernet on it. Okay, that's interesting. I've actually surprised. I've been writing the article. I've completely missed this information. Yeah, okay. So we have Ethernet sorted, which is a main connectivity, because I don't really want to go through Wi-Fi setup because it's more complicated, and that way I can just plug it in and let it run. But yeah, let's power it up and see if it works. I know it's gonna work, right? Can you see this? Let's get the camera on it on the start of the show. You can see the lights are here on the corner, so it would be interesting to see them on a case. I think this is a nice design choice, because you can actually design your case so you could see the lights. A lot of these cases that I've got, do I have them anywhere here? I had a black case. I'm not 100% sure where I put it, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. And it's not here. No. Random. Throw it. No. No. Sadly, I've put my black case somewhere, and I don't remember where it is. But you can't see the lights, so you don't know whether the Raspberry Pi is powered or not. And that's a nice design choice for this. Yeah, it has onboard Wi-Fi. It has an AC Wi-Fi, so you get your dual Ethernet, dual internet, so you can have your 5 gigabit and your 2.4 gigabit network. Gigahertz. It's still early. It's like 11. I went to bed really late, and I'm still having my first coffee, and I'm losing voice because yesterday I went cycling, and I think I went a little bit too rough with breathing and everything, so I ended up waking up without a voice. So the fact that I can speak right now, it's great. So this is powered, and I'm going to be very unpleasant and just disconnect it. Now the problem is I only have one Ethernet cable here. So in order to get that connected, I have to nip out to the second room and plug it there, which I'm going to do, because if I'm gonna disconnect my cable, the stream goes offline. So see you in a second, guys. Probably should get something to get the Raspberry powered, because otherwise we won't do anything with it, isn't it? I might even have a spare charger. Oh, there's the charger, it's fine. Right, I'll be back in a second. Hello, I'm back. So this is being powered. I'm gonna check my mobile in a second. I've got Finbox running, which is brilliant for situations like this, because all I have to do is just wait for notification and I'll know what is my IP assigned to the Raspberry Pi. So I'm just waiting for that to boot, and as soon as I'm gonna get online, I'm gonna get a console app so that hey, new device went online. So if you get a Thinkbox, it's very good if you deal with the internet things. So let me just find this on the list. Okay, found it. 162. Okay, now let me just rename it. Raspberry Pi 3A Plus. So that's how it looks like, and you can assign stuff, and there is even designated icon for raspberries. So yeah, if you want to buy a Raspberry, if you want to get hold of ThinkApp and Thinkbox, I'd strongly recommend. And if you're gonna do it through the link I'm gonna supply you, I even get a small kickback for it. So let me just get that for you. Honestly, I can't recommend Thinkbox enough to people. Let me just get that. So this is for the US people, and for the European people it's slightly different. And also, if you're gonna use code which is not in tech, that'll get you 10 off your Thinkbox, because I'm nice. And it currently costs 89 euros or $89, so whatever, with the code. Right, so let me get my work screen. So we need to go this, and we need to get camera disabled, and we can start connecting to it. So what I have in here is PuTTY. You can see this, and we need IP, which is 92.168.1, and did I say 162 or 163? It's a good question. 163, I think. Let me double check. 162. My bad. I've pressed enter by mistake. Let's do it again. I've not changed everything, so it should go. Why? The IP is correct. Okay, let's try again. One 192, 168, 1 and 162. Everything's looking okay. I'm not passing any. Huh? Connection. Okay, I know I forgot. Thanks. I did not enable SSH on IP. Fine. I've actually got this idea at the same time as you posted it. So as you probably know, what you have to do is just to open the boot partition on your drive and get the SSH typed in there. Well, the file, create the file. So let's get that open. So you have to do create new file, text documents fine, SSH, and we're done. Be right back. Right, hopefully that's the end of the problems. Because why not? And let's try to connect. It's a fast processing, so I'd expect the startup times to be similar to Raspberry Pi. Okay, it's connected. I can just got notification from the thing box that the device appeared again. So that's why I find it super useful. Hey, and it works. So default is Pi. Password is Raspberry. And we're in. Let's hostname network Wi-Fi. Okay. Oh God, do I really have to scroll through this? Is it gonna be under GB? Yes, that's fine. SSID. Now we can do both actually, so rock passphrase. It's fine, and let's add the second Wi-Fi, which is and passphrase. It's done, and interfacing options, we need SSH enabled, yes please. Okay, what else do we need? Maybe hostname, and we want to do RP3A, that'll do. Password. So no one would hack me. Anything else we need? Okay, I'll have a Thingbox notification again because hostname has changed. Yeah, I think we need to reboot. Yes. Alright. Sorry for that. I know that was boring, but we needed to go through this. And let's get the connection ready again. And we're gonna test maybe some speed. Now, I had a problem actually. I hope you're gonna help me figure out, guys, because I had a problem trying to run ePerf 3 on my Windows machine. I know it's gonna be dead easy on Linux, but on here it's gonna be difficult. So let me just actually save this so I don't have to do it again. 6.2 and RP3A local save. Okay, and we have our interfaces. So currently we're connected to Ethernet. That's alright. And our LAN E has already IP assigned via which interface? I'm unable to tell right now from here. As far as I'm concerned, I'll have to open my router. Maybe Thinkbox will tell me actually. Oh, alright, I just got a message that in the description I've got links, and the links actually, because I copy and pasted the description from the previous previous thing, so don't use the Amazon links, for it won't find you the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is available on Pi Hut, so if you click through my article there's a link to my yours, so use that, and it doesn't give me any kickback or anything, but Raspberry Pi is awesome, so do support it. So thanks Sławomir for that, I appreciate it. I've just copy and pasted everything, and everything was kind of rushed in because I was expecting delivery to happen later, but I woke up to a message saying, hey, we're gonna deliver it in less than an hour, and I was just like, really? I'm not even woken up yet. We should probably test some speed. And now the problem I have, if I'm gonna go and download iPerf, which is in here, it doesn't open, and I should not be missing anything. So I'm downloading the new installation here, which can only take a moment. And there you go. That's for you. And when I open it, nothing happens. So I'm a little bit puzzled by this. However, I'm gonna try. If anyone's got an idea why, I'm quite happy to listen. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try it on my laptop and see if I can do it on my laptop. My Windows was playing up recently a little bit, so I'm probably gonna at some point spend extra time trying to fix it. So I'm trying the same thing on a laptop to see if I okay, don't skip this file, so I already have it here. Interesting. Yeah, I have the same problem on the actual laptop, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on and why this is affecting me. Hi Lucas, or cześć even. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I've got some sort of reputation. It's not a terrible one. So yeah, in terms of we can let's install the ePerf in here and see what's gonna happen. So I don't expect any problems with this. It should be quite quick as well. Yeah, that Linux just works sometimes, isn't it? As much as I hate doing everything via terminal and stuff like that, you have to admit that sometimes it's just easy. And with troubleshooting on Windows machines, sometimes it just drives you crazy. Okay, so we've got ePerf installed. What was the comment like? Let's make Windows bigger. So, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I know I already did that in Tech. And half of the reason I'm doing this because I already did that in the past. So, and this is for simply PowerShell. Oh no, it doesn't really matter because my window doesn't even open. Okay, did I forget how to run this at all? It was just, maybe it was my mistake on my part. So this is server port 1245. Let's try this. Hey, okay, we're in business. Sorry guys. we're business. I thought we're gonna have a problems, but we're not going to have a problems. It's just me having a very short memory. I thought actually that the PowerShell Windows is executed from eperf. It's not. You have to just execute it this way. And when I was thinking about it and trying it, doing it with a Python, it didn't work obviously because I was exe file, and that got me confused. Okay, let's have a look and see what's the chat's doing. I'll do my best about Tasker, but honestly, like, I know a little bit, I feel like I know a little bit. If I stumble across something, I just persistent enough to Google it until I find the answer, and then I make a post about it, because 6 months down the line, I know I'm gonna need this information, and I don't want to look for it. If it's already on my website, then I can really quickly find it, and that's half of the reason why I'm doing this. Good morning, glad to catch this so early in the morning. For all of you, the Raspberry Pi is connected in the second room, so as soon as we're gonna run the internet test, I'm gonna bring it over and show you again for all of you that just joined me. Videos about Tasker. I'm only interested in Node-RED, that's why I'm here. Yeah, Node-RED is brilliant. I honestly love it, and I think I'm gonna end up with running Node-RED on this board, and I might write a short experience kind of piece just explaining that I went through Raspberry Pi, well, regular Raspberry Pi 0, and Raspberry Pi, the new one, the 3A+, and kind of recommend one and see what happens, because right now I'm running it on the most beefy one. So we have a server connected, and it's all via local internet. So my local network is gigabit certified. I certified it, and yeah, we can do it. So what was the comment for it? Let me just cheat, because I'm done like P port clients. Okay. So it's just okay. So what we need is a ser iperf, and then we using it in a client, and we connect to my computer, which is this, and we are doing this on the port. Wait, specify the port VIP. I think so. What was it? 5202. And this is a wired connection. And let's have a look. So I'm getting speeds right now which are just over 200 megabits per second, which would indicate that I'm not maxing out because of streaming. It's definitely, I should be able to get 300, so I don't think I will be able to get same speed. What was on the reverse uppercase? Let's have a look on the other side. No, actually, I think the adapter speed and the bus has been kind of increased a little bit. I would have to check on my article with Raspberry Pi 3B. Let me have a look and see, because I have that. I've done this test already on the Raspberry Pi 3. Network speed test. And I know what the speeds should be like. So this is the Raspberry Pi 3B network speed, something I'm going to be writing about after this live stream. And let's have a look at the Ethernet. So we had over built-in Ethernet. These were the speed in the same circumstances, so that's what I was doing. And that's in a reverse. Oh, why you not? I need to be updated then. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. And that was, where's the other adapter? I want to see over the adapter. Network speed, Wi-Fi. Okay, I've not done, so it is much lower to what it is via the adapter. And I have, I think, from all the boards, this one. I think I have everything in here. It was like 1230. Let me have a look, because I have an adapter speed on my Raspberry Pi 3. And Raspberry Pi 3 built-in Ethernet network speed test, Ethernet adapter network speed test. Okay, so it's much faster than it was on the regular Raspberry Pi board. So this board, what we have, Raspberry Pi 3, we had 155 speed really. On the new board with the same adapter used, this is exactly the same adapter I used for this one, we get excess of 200. So this is what they did with Raspberry Pi 3 B+. They've improved the bus, and over the USB bus you would be able to reach up to 300. But I think due to the due to processing, we get a little bit slower speed, and that's why we get in between 220 to 240 megabits per second, which is still enough. Like my network connection is 100 right now, megabits per second, so I'm not going to max out with my ESP. Let's have a look in the comments, and then we're gonna move into. I'm gonna switch into Wi-Fi, the 5G and a 2.4G, and we're gonna try it this way. So actually, I'm playing a smart home system, and it's moving next year, and Node-RED runs with Home Assistant, so I can use both at the same machine. I would still recommend Node-RED over the Home Assistant, but I get the appeal. I've tried it once and I was just like, yeah, I can do it with Node-RED. So I get the appeal of Home Assistant, and if you only run both, hey, I'm all up for it, whatever works for you. And right now already got the P with Home Assistant, few small house, mainly lights, and I need to learn Node-RED. I have a Node-RED tutorial. I can just give you a link for Node-RED. Let me just get this real quick. It's in English, so but there is also written version of it, so you can translate it if you want it in Polish. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to translate stuff anymore. I used to translate the video with captions, so that's for the Node-RED. There's a 7-part tutorial. Just love it. Yeah, and yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff with this. Okay, so we know more or less what to expect. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. We know what to expect from the adapter, so I'm going to force a Wi-Fi connection. Be right back. And before I do this, for all people that just joined, this is the size, so you would know how it looks like. And basically is this clever thing I did, which basically shows you, not this one, sorry, which basically shows you that the x-axis of the new board is as wide as the Raspberry Pi 3 and as long as the Raspberry Pi 0. So that's the size. And it does not come with a Ethernet adapter. You have to use the Ethernet. Well, it not comes with Ethernet. You have to use the adapter to connect it to the internet. So I'm going to plug it in, and it will connect to one of my Wi-Fi's. And I had the commands to disable 5G and 2G protocols to kind of force it to the other one. So that's what we're gonna use. And actually, because we are using Wi-Fi, I can stay in office. Now, my router is connected downstairs, so I'm on the first floor, sorry, and directly below and one room to the right is the living room where my router is connected. So I have a couple of walls for the Wi-Fi signal to go through. And there's a massive bookshelf in here which can cause problems. So this is a quite challenging situation for the connection. It's far from ideal what you would have, but I think this is very representative to what you would have in your home, because you cannot always control where your board is, and you have a couple of obstacles, and it's a really real life test. So let's do it. As long as I can plug it in. Right, the board is connected. You can see it here. I'm just gonna leave it here somewhere. I know it's kind of outside of the camera, but due to my plug, I could, never mind. Should I do it? Should I do it for your view? Yeah, I'll do it for your views, because why not? You are the viewers, so it's just gonna reconnect it through here. It's good to have a smart desk. What is smart desk, you're asking? I'll show you in a second. Let me just reposition the camera. Get the family members up next to it, and get you a nice view of a camera. I can make it like this, is it? Yeah, I can make it like this. Maybe here. That should work. Okay. What is a smart desk? Smart desk is my desk with a breadboard built into it, and some connectivity that goes through the desk itself, and it has lots of different clever features. Right, get yourself a Wi-Fi extender. It's actually, my router is really good for that. It's the other way around, where the devices cannot connect sometimes, and by devices I mean ESP 826601, tiny boards like these. Oh, that's adapter, sorry. Can I just disconnect? Oh, that goes right here. So like these, which sometimes they do struggle. So it should be connected now via Wi-Fi. Let's have a look at the ThingBox and try to find it. Looking for it. Raspberry Pi 147. Okay. Oh yeah, and it was there. So we need to connect to it again, and this time it's on the 47. I will check which interface it is basically using. Pi. Oh, I've changed the password, forgot. Okay. Hello. We are connected via Wi-Fi. And we are using this. It doesn't really tell me what is the network we're using. But what we're gonna do, terminate the connection. What we're gonna do, we're gonna run this regardless, and then we're gonna find out which network it was using, because it's gonna be fun this way. So the command was 3 in the client mode, and 136, and the port is 5202, and probably could use a space, and that's it. All right. So what do you think, guys? Which Wi-Fi is it? Is it 5G or is it 2.4G? This one. And let's run it in reverse. Yeah, ThingUp is really cool, honestly. The guys are great, and I know they're working on API, and they're not saying when it's gonna be and how much progress they've made, but once they're gonna release API, you're gonna want this, because you're gonna get Tasker integration. I'll make it work with Tasker, and imagine the first thing I'm gonna do is elaborate plan on how to use ThingBox to say who's home, and without draining your Tasker battery support. You can do it with some of the routers, pinging device, and with Node-RED pinging devices as well, but with ThingBox it's going to be so much easier. and that's the plan. Okay, so what we have, it's about 70 to 76 megabits per second via interface, and Fingerbox can tell me actually which interface we are using. Right. Wi-Fi signal. Wi-Fi signal is 28% signal strength, so it's not brilliant. Does it tell me? I thought it was used to tell me this. Or should I just check on what was the comment? I know there was a comment on it. Maybe I have it in my write-up. Let me have a look. There was a comment that I was using to actually disable a different protocol, but I think I've used it with the internet speed for the Raspberry 3 for this one. Speed config, blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure I had this somewhere written down. There was something to kill the interface, and what was it? Let's check. Linux on terminal. Disable interface. Okay, let's have a look. There was something to disable. That's for Mac. That's gonna be easier. Oh, okay, I have config up and down, but that's not solving my issue. Okay, I'm gonna do it the easy way. I'm just gonna knock down the config for the what is it called? Where's my, there it is, for the interfaces. Currently, what was the file that was WPA config file, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me just pull it up, because I do have a write-up on that as well. P network. No. I think it was somewhere here. 4 steps to connect. First to connect, I think it was here, or yeah, it should be here. Need to remember which one was it. Permanent IP. Oh, that's the one I need. So it's been moved for this one. That's what I needed. And we're gonna get rid of this one. No changes again, sorry. Save. Yes. Okay, so we're using 2.4G right now. Okay, what's going on in the chat? Sorry guys, sometimes I gonna get distracted with typing because I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible. It's $89 with my code. And like I said, it's really good if you do a lot of online projects, like, because it makes it so much easier to find, copy, paste stuff, information, block stuff. If you have kids and you want to do parental controls on devices that don't come with parental controls and your router is not so good, you can just use Thingbox as well. Just block them for the time being or enable them the access to that device. it's really good. What can I say? I know it might for some it might be a lot of money, and I understand that, and you can prefer to ThingApp for basic ThingApp for basic functionality, but yeah, it's good like this. Not really one, you know, device and Chinese function could probably reap it together. Yeah, you could write ThingBox functionality on Raspberry Pi. At the end of the day, it's just a connected box with the internet that sends packages. But you know, you pay for service, and it's not bad. Having Chinese starter kits shipped my way, a bridge and a few sensors next will be lights. Awesome. So yeah, our Raspberry should be back and running. Right. So let's check the interface. And if it's connected with the same interface, I will assume that we did the test on 2.4 gigahertz network. So I'm just looking at the ThingBox, looking for the Raspberry Pi. Well, the Raspberry Pi 3A 147 signal saying load. We are on. Okay, so the same maybe. Let's connect it. 47. No. Come on. I don't think my command actually for restarting went before I killed the internet, so I'm just going to do it manually. And let's do it again. Is that's in focus? That's okay. Can I do like zoom in? Hey, I can. Can't zoom in anymore, but I can do like this for you, maybe. Here you go. Nice view. Right, so anyone's tempted to actually get the Raspberry Pi A, the 3A Plus? Because I'm interested. I'm probably gonna end up running it with Node-RED, mostly because I want to get the more powerful Raspberry back, and I don't feel I will need that much RAM to run Node-RED, so it's what I currently have it. And yeah, another thing, while it's this working, another thing you can see in the background is another project I'm working on. I might show you a sneak peek. You know Fallout game, right? Of course you know Fallout game. Yeah, that's going to be deployed somewhere, and it connects to internet, obviously in my Node-RED server. And you can connect up to 6 IoT devices or sockets, so you can turn them on and off from these ones. These are 3-way switches, and they are to control rooms or individual lights, so you can turn them on, off, or program. And using this knob in here, you can control the brightness and color of individual lights or rooms, and those are basically lights in here, and it's going to be feeding back the current settings or color. And it's going to be analog temperature sensor, analog Wi-Fi speed, so the internet speed as well, display to control it, and you can use it as a thermostat as well. There's a master switch that can be used to turn everything off and set up alarm when you leave or something like that. So that's a project I'm working on, and I'm after this, and I'm writing about Raspberry Pi. I'm going to Hackspace to finish the enclosure, because the laser cutter is back and operational, and that's the plan. All right, don't move. And let's try to connect again. Didn't get the notification this time, so just go through the list. It's not connecting. Definitely I don't have it on the list. Did I break it something? Did I miss something when I was deleting the file? Let me just connect it via a proper adapter, and I'll see if I accidentally delete something I should not. I thought I deleted entire JSON, but I might have made a mistake. it's connecting now. It should be in a second now, and I'm gonna double check this file again and see. Something tells me I've deleted something too much. It's too bad spaces are so rare where I live. Yeah, well, you might be trying to look. There are a couple of write-ups how to start a hackspace, and if you start maybe going to asking companies and stuff like that, they might be interested. I was started at the university space and then continued to more commercial unit once we lost location. So it's currently in getting members kind of stage, because we have a bankruptcy date when we're gonna run out of funds, and that's gonna be May 2019, and we still need 15 more members to join to get that space self-supported. Okay, the Raspberry Pi is online, so let's quickly check the file and see what I've messed up. Network. I should be deleting entire. Okay, I'm just gonna delete entire entry and save it. Okay. And now I can use this to disable the interface and reconnect maybe. So let's have a look. That was ef-config up and down or something like this, if I remember correctly. Come on. Really? Go away. Let's try sudo that was stage 0, I guess. No, okay. What was this command? I know I've been using it when I was testing it, and I wrote it down somewhere, and that's why I do this. So like this. Okay, got it. That's why I want it. So before we're gonna do this, I'm just gonna confirm it config. And we want to disable Ethernet 0. Okay, so that's fine. I'll disconnect this, but I should be still connected in a second via wireless, if I'm correct. If not, then I'm gonna need to restart it. So I'm just waiting for this. Raspberry Pi went offline. Will it reconnect, or do I have to bring the board over? What do you think, guys? No, I have to bring the board over. It's gonna be quicker. I don't want to keep you waiting. So let's plug that in, and we have wiped the information about 5G network. So it's gonna connect to 2.2, 2.4 gigahertz network in a second. So we're gonna get everything ready, and probably 47, but we'll see. I did break it somewhere because, oh no, it's connected 47. we on 2G. So we can do eperf again. And those speeds are right now, they are on 2.4 gigahertz. So because the speeds are slightly slower, I'd imagine this could be because the interface, but we're gonna know it in a second. So what you see right now, it's 58 megabits per second to 61 megabits per second, and that's for the 2.4G. Now let's modify this and do it over 5G just to make sure we're doing it over the correct one. And okay. And that's going to be 5 gigahertz network, and that's the last test we're going to do for this beautiful board. It's going to be interesting to see. I think I kind of like this design because all the kind of inputs you have on this side, apart from USB, which could be removed easily from what I see. If you don't, yeah, very simple USB socket. Yeah, I'm liking it. It's gonna definitely get a nice case from me at some point. So let's try to connect and see if I excuse me, losing my voice again. Let's see if I still got the same IP. It should not change. Yeah, it didn't change. And this is 5G. And let's run this. Ooh, so that was a bit of a slow start. You see, I think that the results like that are assigned for the network penetration. The 2.4 G has a much better network penetration than no, come on. Let's run it in reverse. Yeah, it's massless. It's slightly faster but less stable due to the fact that there's a lot of obstacles on the way, and 2.4 gigahertz network is much better for that if you're dealing with this. So if I probably have it on the same level, the speeds should have been probably around 70 to 80 versus what you've seen was 60, about 60 with the 2.4G. Let's run it again just to be sure. Yeah, so you're gonna see hiccups like this because of that network issue. Yeah, so these are the speeds you should expect on Wi-Fi. So if I run it correctly in here, yeah, the 2.4 gigahertz was much more consistent, I believe, or maybe the dropouts were just smaller than the 5G network. 5G network is much faster though, so you look into about 10 to 15 megabits per second faster. And yeah, I guess that's for it. So in this today, later on, I'm going to be publishing this as a write-up. So I'm going to include all these details, and I'm going to test a couple of more adapters I've got and see how the USB performs. And and whether you can get a quicker Wi-Fi via USB. They happened before. And I'm gonna post my results and include all the other results I had for different boards, so you could enjoy it. I'm gonna wrap up this stream because I kept you watching here for over an hour. I was planning about half an hour, but with all the unexpected things as usually they happen, it took us a bit longer. I hope you did enjoy this live stream and you didn't fall asleep or anything. Can you connect external antenna to the Pi? Good question. Let's have a look. I want that to be visible on the camera, so I need to kind of like here, that way. Okay, so I don't see anything on this side. There are two pins exposed in here. One says run and one says pen. I don't know if that was, they mentioned something about the buttons for power, but I don't see anything on this side. How about the other side? There's the Wi-Fi chip is on this side. No, I don't believe so. Like, if you look at Raspberry Pi 3, this is 0. Where's that? Let me get the internet enabled version, which is this one here. Yes. In here it was quite easy to see because he was just here where you could connect to the pads. Don't know if you can see the pads in here. Maybe I'll give you a bigger camera actually for that. So this is the pads you could see on the Raspberry Pi 0W, but I don't see anything on here. Excuse me. That would actually indicate anything. It's nothing big enough exposed. Showing the other side again. Yeah, there's an antenna here, which you can see with this triangle. It's exactly the same thing you can see on the Raspberry Pi 0. It's slightly bigger, but I don't see this being connected to an exposed pads. No, I don't believe so, guys. Alright, so yeah, I'll give you like, I'm gonna disconnect that now since we're not going to use it, and I'm gonna give you a little bit better view of this, but I just need to adjust the focus again. And so you can't really see it, like there are two pads in here, but they're not connected to this, they're connected to a chipset, I think, so they're responsible for power. But around the Wi-Fi you can't see anything. You can see the triangle for the antenna on it here, which is more visible from this side. And this is where the chip is for Wi-Fi. You can see the antenna being here, but there is no any pads that would indicate that you can actually unsolder something and connect an external one. So that would be a proper modding job rather than something you can do just quickly. Right. So that's the board again in a kind of like close up for you. And that's to compare the size. Like this. So the GPR header is exactly the same. You can just do this if you want. Right. Right. Unless you've got any questions, I'll let you go, guys, because you've been awesome with all the conversations going on. I appreciate you commenting and helping me out and pointing out different stuff. Sorry that stuff happened. I honestly thought this live stream's not going to happen till like 1 o'clock when I'm gonna have a little bit more time. It's really busy yesterday, so I would get the perf and everything ready for this live stream. But yeah, if you got any questions, then let me know, and if you're interested how that looks like side by side with every single Raspberry Pi board since Raspberry Pi 2, check later on my website, because it's going to be, I'm diving in straight into writing about this, and I'm going to run a couple of more tests in more ideal circumstances to give you an idea what internet performance you would expect from the new board. Right, I hope you're gonna have an awesome day, and thanks so much for joining me. The live stream, I'll make it available to public later on, so it's gonna be probably about 2 hours before YouTube is gonna deal with all that mess. And if you just join later and you can't watch it from the start, you will be able to watch the replay. Let me know if you come up with some awesome uses, or if you ordered one of the boards yourself. Like I said, the most likely scenario that's going to end up being a Node-RED server for me, at least for a week, and I'll be curious to see how that works, and whether decreased amount of RAM, which is a 512, will affect anything. I don't believe so. However, we'll see. If I gonna start feeling that the Node-RED is slower than on the Raspberry Pi 3 might B+, then I might consider leaving it as it is, but as it stands for now, that's not a bad choice, because the Raspberry Pi 0 costs about 5, which is great to start. Raspberry Pi 0W, which is about £9, it's basically the same, and it doesn't really give you any benefit, and I would still recommend running Node-RED via cable rather than Wi-Fi for Amazon functionality, like Amazon Dash buttons. So if you're like interested in these, you can hook it up to lights or wherever you want and run it with the Node-RED server. And the proper big boards, they're going to be used for more task intensive stuff, so anything that's involved computing. I consider this kind of mid-range for a little bit more hardware demanding projects where you want to have a bit of a processing power, maybe some camera related things. So yeah, I'm happy. New babies in town and joins my perfect family. So again, thanks so much for watching, and if you're interested in updates, follow me on the social media of your choice, and I'll be posting there where the articles are up and running. Have a lovely, what is it, Friday today? It is Friday today, right? So have a lovely weekend, guys, and I'm gonna see you, or you're gonna see me soon. Take care. Bye.